Family, this is Daku, and if I never shared it with you, I live on the side of a mountain. Yes, we in the DC area, but we do build on the mountains. So I'm like blowing because I've been walking up the side of the mountain. But the purpose of this video is to show you the importance of planning. We've talked about this many times before, and we can't stress it enough. If we're truly talking about surviving, then you have to be a planner. Our ancestors that emancipated themselves, I call them the self-emancipated black people that lived all throughout slavery. They learned how to live off the land. They learned that it might snow. You might have a blizzard. You might have a hurricane, a tornado. What do if you're living off the grid and you're trying to survive? Well, planning is a very good thing that you can do, especially if you understand the seasons in the area in which you live. You're not planning for what's improbable, you're planning for what's possible. So while we here in the DC area, we almost, I would say, ever or never get blizzards, we never have snowstorms like this. We still have to plan for snowstorms like this, especially if we're talking about surviving. So, of course, I've shared with y'all that we got creative and we use the temporary building technique of many of our ancestors and built a mini temporary greenhouse with resources that we already had. So I don't want you to think that every time you need to build something, you got to give the system of white supremacy more of your money. Just use the resources that you have and repurpose them. That's all you need to do. So what you're looking at here, I don't want to make this too long, is one of our mini greenhouses that was buried by the snow. All right, so here's some of my footsteps, my footprints in the snow, and of course the snow got compacted, but we got about 22 inches when I last measured it before it got compacted. And up on the hill there, you'll see our collard greens. As I keep telling you, collard greens is one of your most important survival crops that you need to grow. Even if you don't like collard greens, not the point. If you're talking about survival, you need to be able to grow that which you can grow in the environment in which you live. But this, if I can make it over, might make my way over here, excuse me. That's how deep it is, if you can see my foot. That's almost up to my knee. Okay, this is our mini greenhouse, and I don't know if you can see in there, but if you can't, you probably can't, because the inside of the greenhouse is insulated. What is it insulated by? We learned this from our Nordic brothers and sisters, from our brothers and sisters from the northern regions of the planet Earth. That snow is an insulator. So we cleared some of the snow off so it could get some sun, but it's the rest of the mini greenhouse is insulated with the snow. So no matter how cold it gets out here, the temperature on the inside of the greenhouse is going to be a little warmer than the temperature on the outside. Okay, so what you're looking at right there, if you can see it, is our garden sage. Now you know good and well, garden sage is not supposed to grow in the middle of the winter, and we've had temperatures down to the low teens. All right, and they're still surviving. So you can't see much in there because I can't even see it with my eyes, and I can't reach over there. I don't want to dive in the snow for y'all. All right. But it's some collard greens in there. You know the collard greens are doing well. But we even have other herbs that have survived, such as our lemon balm. That survived. Of course, you got your red cabbage in there, and you have your kale as well. So again, when you're growing, you need to think in terms of survival. Some people just do it because they like to be able to say, I grew something. But we're doing it for the purposes of survival here. And if we hadn't stockpiled food as we're survivalists, of course we're going to do that. If we didn't have any food in the house, we would have had food right out here in the garden. But anyway, this has been your brother Daku. Join Operation Black Independence and learn how to feed yourself and your people for free. Akabo wa akatu.